over the past 30 days, I've booked 198 qualified calls with potential clients, right? So today is the 23rd of February, and from the 24th of January, right, last month, up until the 22nd of February, which was yesterday, I have booked a total of 198 qualified calls. And as you can see, this is not like a sketchy screenshot or anything like this. It's a real software called Hyros that we use to track all the calls. And so I'm showing you this just so you know that what I'm about to show you actually works, and you can just use it to book as many calls as you want in your business as well. So let me show you what this is all about and how you can duplicate it, replicate it for yourself, right? So client acquisition is all about understanding systems, right? And it's all about you understanding this drawing that it's on the screen right now. Obviously, it looks like a kindergarten drawing. It looks like, maybe like a super simple, a little bit stupid drawing. But if you understand this, then you are going to consistently book 200 plus qualified calls every single month consistently, and you are going to completely solve the client acquisition problem for your business forever. So let me explain, right? Growing the business and getting more clients, getting more qualified book calls is not about the latest cold DM script or the latest cold email script, what is the best ad to run or anything like that. It doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters is that you have a system that you use to acquire clients, okay? So just so you can really understand what I'm talking about when I'm talking about systems thinking and systematic client acquisition, it's basically a repeatable process that you're going to use to get more and more qualified book calls so that you can get more clients, right? So just like we have a vehicle, right? Let's just assume that, let's just use an analogy here. And obviously your business is a vehicle, right? That has multiple systems. In our case, right? The client acquisition system is actually the engine system, right? Because the engine for a vehicle is the system that really, moves the car forward. And obviously for business, the client acquisition system is the system that is going to actually grow the business, right? This is why you're watching this video. Now, obviously a car has multiple systems. We're not going to get into them. A business has multiple systems as well, right? Again, in this video specifically, we're going to talk about the client acquisition system. So you need to view client acquisition in a systematic way, because this is really what it is. You can have one system, you can have two systems, you can have multiple systems that you use to acquire clients, but if you have a system and you know exactly how to track the KPIs, how to think, then you are I promise you're never going to have to worry about growing the business. So let's take a look at what a system actually is, right? So again, we are going to use a system like this, right, principally to acquire clients for the business. So we have inputs, we have the process, and then we have outputs, right? We pretty much feed inputs into the system, into the process, so that we get the outputs. And obviously based on the outputs, we get a feedback loop, and then we can use that feedback to improve the process and get better results, right? And so obviously besides this, we also have the environment, right? Now let's break down what each component actually means, right? So first of all, we have the inputs. The inputs are the raw resources that you feed into the system, right? As basically could be cold leads or just Facebook ads, traffic, or whatever you use basically to transform leads into potential paid clients, right? So these are the resources that you just feed into the system. These are the inputs. The process is the mechanism or the process that is used to transform the raw materials, or like the inputs, into the final product, which is obviously the output, right? So the process is the thing that processes the inputs, right? Then we have the outputs, which is obviously the end product that you're going to get out of the process. And then obviously we have feedback. Feedback is basically the information that we use to gauge how well the system works, right? So feedback is super important because we're going to use this to improve the system, to make it better, to get it within KPI, and to really, quote unquote, fix a broken system that doesn't, growing the business as fast as you would like to. And obviously we also have environment, which are external factors out of your control that will directly affect the function of the system. You also need to be aware of this because this is super important. And obviously, besides the 5 components, we also have the projection, which is what the system is projected for, right? What is the purpose of the system? Obviously, since we're talking about booking calls in a client acquisition system, the purpose of a client acquisition system is to produce qualified book calls with potential clients so that, again, you can close them as clients, right? So you need to use a system to acquire clients for your business, right? And again, you can have one system, you can have multiple systems that you use, but you need to view client acquisition from the perspective of systems. And now I'm going to give you an example of what an actual client acquisition system looks like, just so you understand exactly how it works and how you can use a system, again, so you can grow the business, right? In this case, it's going to be a DM system, client acquisition system that we can use, for example, on LinkedIn. By the way, this is a real system that I've used to scale my business. So the projection is obviously to book qualified calls with potential clients. Okay, this is the projection. This is why I build a whole system in the first place. The inputs are going to be LinkedIn profiles, right? So basically cold leads are just the leads that we use to try to turn them into paying clients, right? So these are the inputs. This is what we feed into the system. The process itself is running leads through our messaging process and the funnel, right? And nurturing them, right? It's really the thing that we really use to convert the inputs. Then the output, right, are the booked calls with potential clients. Okay, obviously this is what we're looking to get out of the system. So the output, this is what we're going to get out of the system. Obviously, we also have the feedback, right? The feedback is really, again, us, gauging really and scoring to see how well the system performs. And for you to be able to improve the system, obviously you need feedback. You need to know how to read the data, how to get the feedback so that you can improve the system and so on. So what is the feedback? The feedback is about the ABR of the system, right? This is especially for a DM system, organic system, whatever. It could be an email system as well. The main thing that you want to be looking out for is the ABR. The ABR is the appointment booking rate. So it's basically how many appointments you book out of 100 messages sent, right? So for example, if you have an ABR of 5%, and that means that if you send 100 messages, then you're going to book 5 calls, right? So this is the North Star metric of the system. This is the most important thing, right, when it comes to the feedback, because when you run a system like this, right, obviously you need to make sure that it works within KPI and then it pretty much books calls, because you can just use the exact same system to grow your business, like virtually infinitely, right? So you need to take the feedback so you can understand if the system performs within KPI or if it's, if it's just like not working or working very good. So you're going to be using the feedback so that you can understand how the system works. And besides using the feedback so that you can understand exactly how the system works, obviously you need a control, which is basically the KPI that you use as a reference to compare it with the metrics that you're getting with your system, right? So for example, if you know that the standard ABR for a DM system, like an organic system, should be about 2%, right? Meaning if you get a 2% ABR or above, then that means that, the system performs well. And if you were to use, for example, an ad system, then the ROAS would be the main key metric, right? The North Star metric, and you want to make sure that the ROAS is above 2%, depending on, the other profit margins and other things. But generally speaking, if it's above 2%, then that means that the ROAS is actually pretty good and you are within KPIs. So obviously, the whole point of a system is for you to understand exactly how well it performs and how effective it is in generating clients and eventually revenue for your business, right? So obviously, there's no point in you running a system without knowing exactly what are the KPIs that you should be aiming for and exactly how it should be converting, right? Because it's kind of like, you're blindly trying to drive a car without knowing exactly where you're going. So this is the whole point of a system, right? Because, for example, if you get an ABR, right, because we're talking about outbound systems, like organic systems, if you're getting an ABR of 5% or like even 7%, which we are getting, and obviously that's above 2%, then that means that you can pretty much scale that system to the moon. And all you need to do for you to grow your business is just simply get more volume to the process, through the system. That means just more inputs, more of the same inputs, so that you get more of the same results, right? This is where a system like this is going to make growing the business super simple and super, super predictable, right? And so this is what also is going to help you understand if the system is not working. For example, if the key metric of an organic outbound system is 2% ABR, as we've discussed already, and you are getting 0.4% ABR, then that is super far away from the KPI. And based on this, you need to essentially update the system, improve it, obviously based on the feedback. So this is the beauty of a system like this, and this is where it's going to get you that consistency that you are looking for, right? So the environment, let's talk also about environment, is for example, the current global economy when we're talking about client acquisition, could be like important global events and so on, because obviously all of these things are going to directly influence the results that you're getting. Obviously, for example, if you were to operate in the gym space, right? So that means that you are helping gyms to get more leads, and COVID-19 happens, which is something that has to do with the environment, is not within your control. You cannot do really anything about it other than just trying to adapt. Obviously, if you were in the gym niche, all the gyms would close down because it'd be quarantine and nobody would be allowed to go to the gym. So obviously that means that your system is not going to be working that well. But again, it's not because of the inputs necessarily or because of the process or anything like that. It's just purely because of the external circumstances of the system that, again, are not within your control, right? So this is the whole point of a system, really, is to make things super clear, super precise, and super predictable, right? Because predictability is essentially what's going to help you grow the business, right? Like if you have a winning system where it's just pretty much you have to, feed more data into it so that it can produce more of the output, right? The end result, book calls in our case, then there we go. You can just pretty much scale the system to the moon. And just to give you another analogy so you can really understand how this will work is if you knew for a fact that you had a machine where if you put in $1, then you're going to get $3 out, then obviously you would want to put as much money into that as possible. This is essentially what a system is going to do for your business, right? And so with all that being said, obviously systems are going to break from time. So your mission, as soon as you have a proven system that actually works within KPI, is you have to make sure that it's going to still work within KPI and still produce those results. So you always want to keep it up to date, right? And so again, there are multiple examples of systems, of client acquisition systems that you can use in your business. One of them is the DM system that you can use to acquire more book calls. I have other videos on my channel where I explain exactly how to build a DM system specifically. And also I'm going to give you the exact scripts that I've used on LinkedIn to generate a lot of clients. And you can also use a ad system, right? The ad system, obviously, you're not going to be looking for ABR, but you're going to be looking for ROAS. This is the main metric. So it's the same, right? If the ROAS is on point, then obviously you just want to put more money into that system, quite literally, right? Because you're spending money on paid ads. And same goes with an organic system that has ABR, right? You just want to have more inputs into that system. And that's pretty much it, right? So this is how a system works. And this is the only thing that you need to understand about business growth, because as soon as you understand systems thinking and how to actually use systems to make, the business growth super predictable, as soon as you understand that, then again, just client acquisition won't ever be an issue for you because you quite literally have a machine that produces clients and just grow the business. And so it's not about the scripts that you're using. It's not about the magic approach or the magic targeting or anything like that, really. It's just about having a system like this in place, right? Where you are getting inputs, from the same place, the same leads, the same, category of leads and so on, running them through the same process, and then eventually getting the same outputs, right? And so that's pretty much it, how a system runs, right? And this is how you ensure that your business will grow. That's it for this video. If you find it valuable, then smash the like button right now, because YouTube is going to show you more videos like this that are going to help you grow your business. And also subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be posting more videos exactly like this one, where I'm just going to give you no fluff, no fluff strategies to grow your business so that you can just pretty much implement them. And also, if you are a coach, consultant, like a course creator, or a high ticket service provider, and you just want to grow your business using systems, then I have a pretty cool offer for you that is actually pay for performance. If you want to, hear more about it, then there's a link in the description below this video. You can click that, and it's gonna get you to a funnel that explains pretty much how our offer works. It's a simple video where I explain exactly how it works, and so you can check that out. See if it's something interesting, see how you feel about it, and who knows, maybe we can help you out. But in any case, you can just check out the link in the description. So that's it from my end. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.